Hello, cncHD here. This video is about the pathways and the areas for the AI in Command & Conquer 0 Hour. I will also touch the topic special paths in this video. Okay, so let's begin. We have the Worldbuilder. I will just quickly explain it so this video doesn't drag out too long. We have the waypoints here on the top with the waypoint tool, and we have the polygon tool for the trigger areas. If you don't see these areas, then it's best to go into the view and see if the show trigger area is checked or unchecked. If it's unchecked, you can't see that. So let's assume we have two players. I will cover that with a bit of color here. Okay, so let's assume we have player 2 in the bottom, player 1 at the top. Let's just assume that. Then we need the trigger area for player 1 and 2. I highly suggest that you get the newest Worldbuilder version 2.7 through the Gen patcher. I have it. It's here. You can see it. It's by I Love Mixery and Adrian. I have version 2.7 here by Adrian. Get it through the Gen patcher. I Love Mixery's version is also great. You have to decide which one you choose. Both are great. Again, Gen patcher. This way you get these awesome tips and tricks here on the right side in the tool. So we start again with the trigger area. You need the inner perimeter, the outer perimeter, and then the combat zone. For each player, you need the inner and outer perimeter. It tells the AI where the inner ring of a space is and the outer ring of a space is. The combat zone is for combat stuff. Let's assume this is player 1. We give him the inner perimeter and we tell him this is his inner base. Make it actually big. So let's just think how big his base is. It's probably bigger than this, but this is just a small map, so I'm doing it small. But imagine how big an AI builds his base and do according to that the inner perimeter. It would normally be a bit bigger, but for this example I will just make it this small. But yeah, keep that in mind that the AI space is big. And around this inner perimeter we draw the outer perimeter, his outer base ring. Like that. And then you name it. Here with the inner ring. And we have here on the bottom player 1. You place a starting position for the player here by placing a waypoint and then just tell it player 1. On top, we have player 2. Player 2. This is important for the trigger areas and the waypoint paths for the AI. We concentrate on player 1. Player 1 now has an inner trigger area and an outer trigger area. Inner trigger area needs to be named inner perimeter 1 with a capital I, capital P. You can also check that here on the bottom as little notice. You can also select it here from the names. It's given here. We choose the inner perimeter for player 1 because this is player 1 at the starting position bottom. And then the outer ring is outer perimeter 1. Now we have selected the outer and inner base. We do that same thing for the top. Try to make it symmetrical. Here's the inner ring. Here is outer ring. In this inner and outer ring, the AI defends its base and gathers units and stuff. So outer perimeter 2 and inner perimeter 2 for player starting position 2. Inner, outer. Now you have this empty space here in between these outer perimeters. This empty space is the combat zone. So we place the trigger area here in this empty space. Try to fill as much void as possible with it. And this is the combat zone. You can see it here on the bottom right. Combat zone with a capital C, capital Z. That's very important that you have it with capital letters. So, combat zone. Combat zone. This one doesn't have a number, it's just a combat zone. Now we have all the trigger areas on the map for the AI. You have the inner ring, the outer ring, and the combat zone. With that in mind, we want to tell the AI where to attack through which paths. For this, I will make a little presentation so you can picture it better. Let's add in a few cliffs to have it as better presentation. So let's say we have here on the left a cliff, we have on the right a cliff, and here a hill. Okay, and let's add in supplies. Just quickly for the presentation. Supply dock. There we go. So let's say there's a supply dock. And there's a supply dock. And maybe few supply piles. Let's quickly highlight the cliff so you guys can see it better. Maybe darker color. Oh, that's ugly, but it's okay. This way we can see the cliffs. It will be important for the trigger areas. Oh, this is so ugly. Oh my god. Much better. Whew. Okay. First, we need the backdoor, then the center, then the flank. You can again look here at the bottom right. Backdoor, center, flank. Then we have the special path, which is not included here, but it's there. I will show you later. So, player 1 can be attacked on the left and right on the center. For this purpose, we paint a waypoint path into the player space on the left, like that. And this one you can call either backdoor or flank. I call it backdoor, but you can also call it flank. Backdoor 1, capital B, capital D, and the number for the player you are attacking. We are attacking player 1. This is player 1 at the bottom. This way we have backdoor 1. That's why we have that. On the right side, same thing. Paint that waypoint path into the player space and name it flank 1. Or if you have chosen flank for the left side, call it backdoor 1. So this way you have flank and backdoor 1, both attacking player 1. Then, through the middle, you have the center. Center 1. Okay. These three work with the normal AI of EA. So with these three, you have already covered everything. Also do that for the top player. Create the waypoint path. Flank 2 for player 2, because here on the top is player 2, we attack player 2. On the right side, waypoint path into the player's base. Flank 2. Through the middle. Center 2. Again, watch the capital letters. Okay, now normally this would work perfectly, but we are currently developing new AIs and we want them to use the special path. If you look at the scripts, you script your own AI, you will be able to see in the skirmish that your AI has the following paths: center, backdoor, flank, and a special one, special path. The normal AI from EA works with center, backdoor, flank. And all custom EA maps only have these three. But there's a fourth path, and why not use that? Our new AI of our community will use that special path. So if you want your AI to be working with the new AI, which will your new map, which will hopefully work with the new AI, build that in. It's very easy to build in, the special path, with a capital S. Very important. For a special path, just run wild with your imagination. What I would suggest as a standard, you don't have to do it, but I would suggest it. If we, for example, take player 1 here at the bottom, I would say that player 2, if he wants to attack player 1 at the bottom, that he will send his units here to the middle. On the middle, he decides, I can attack on the left and on the right. He sends his units either to the left or to the right. Like, for example, a terror attack, a combat drop, a burden, a dragon tank, something sneaky, something which should deal a lot of damage and should stay hidden. So we now go to the left or to the right through the middle, and then down to the bottom on the right, down to the bottom on the left, and then just run wild with your imagination. Let's assume it's a terror attack. Terror attacks like to circle around supplies. So, circle around the supply. Like that. It attacks, it circles around the supply and drops off its terrorist payload. Or suddenly let it attack here to the right. Can split the paths here. Let it attack here on the right, let it drive here to the other supplies to trick the enemy. Same thing here on the right. Technical comes in, goes here, attacks, or it can go to the left, to the supplies. Just run wild with your imagination. And then, if you have painted this path, I just extended the flank path. That was newbie on my side. Didn't watch it correctly. Let's delete that again. Sorry for that. We wanted to extend the path here on the right. Hope it's not confusing right now for you. Okay, like that. So either attack on the left or on the right, and then circle around the supply, or attack the right supply with the option to go to the left or right. Hopefully not confusing at all. This waypoint path you call special. Waypoint path labels special 1, because you attack special, because you attack player 1 on the bottom there. Now your AI can use the special path like that. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. I hope this was not confusing and was definitely helpful for you. I hope so. Of course, you also need to mirror the special path to the top, right? So that player goes to the middle, goes to the left, goes to the right, goes to the top, attacks the supplies, goes to the top, circles around the supply drop zone, or attacks the right supplies. Again, this is up to you. You are completely free with your imagination what to do with the special path. This is just a recommendation. Then call it special 2 for player 2, because this is player 2. This is all what you need to know about the paths and its areas, and with this your AI will work correctly. And yeah, so again, this is your cncHD. Thank you for watching. I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section down below. Feel free to check out the Worldbuilder of I Love Mixery and Adrian, downloadable through the Gen patcher. And yeah, drop a like and see you in the next video. Goodbye.